Bruce Lee is often celebrated not just as a martial artist, but as a revolutionary who challenged the rigid traditions of martial arts. His approach to fighting was deeply unconventional, breaking away from the strict rules, rituals, and techniques that define traditional martial arts by prioritizing practicality, adaptability, and individual expression. Lee paved the way for a modern, fluid understanding of combat that continues to influence fighters. Today, breaking free from tradition during Bruce Lee's time, martial arts systems were typically taught as rigid styles, each with a defined set of techniques and philosophies. Practitioners were expected to conform to these systems, often without questioning their effectiveness. Lee believed this rigidity hindered growth, both as a fighter and as an individual. Lee famously said, "Absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own." This philosophy became the cornerstone of his martial arts approach. He refused to be limited by one style or tradition, instead integrating techniques from various disciplines, including boxing, fencing, and wrestling, to create a hybrid system that prioritized effectiveness over tradition. The birth of Jeet Kune Do. To formalize his philosophy, Lee developed Jeet Kune Do (JKD), which he described as the art of fighting without fighting. Unlike traditional martial arts that emphasized preset forms or katas, JKD focused on simplicity, directness, and freedom. Lee believed that combat should be fluid and adaptive, reflecting the unique needs and strengths of each individual. For example, traditional martial arts often relied on choreographed movements that were beautiful but not always practical in real combat. Lee rejected these practices, arguing that real-world fighting required a focus on speed, precision, and unpredictability. JKD emphasized techniques that worked in actual scenarios, regardless of their origin. A scientific approach to combat. Another way Bruce Lee challenged traditional norms was through his scientific approach to fighting. He studied biomechanics, physics, and psychology to refine his techniques, prioritizing efficiency and effectiveness over aesthetic appeal. This analytical mindset was groundbreaking at a time when many martial arts were rooted in mysticism and tradition. Lee's training regimen also broke norms. Instead of adhering to traditional drills, he incorporated strength training, cardio, and flexibility exercises, which were rare in martial arts training at the time. He was an early advocate of cross-training, a concept that is now a cornerstone of modern martial arts practices like MMA. The philosophy of adaptability. One of Lee's most enduring teachings was the importance of adaptability. His famous metaphor, "be like water," encapsulated this philosophy. Water takes the shape of its container, flowing effortlessly around obstacles and adapting to any environment. For Lee, this adaptability was key to overcoming